We are back in Chinatown.
And we are going to try again to go into the back-to-backs today. This time we've booked on, we've got our slot, so let's find out what it's all about.
It is a little second-hand bookshop, and I've got the Hetty Feather series with Dracula Wilson. I've read a few, but they're not for me, and they're very like Victorian working class, so I thought they would fit the theme quite well. Hopefully I'll have them in the bookshop.
Yeah, of course you can, yeah. Yeah, that's brilliant.
Lovely.
Thank you very much.
No worries, thank
Cheers.
you. We're on the guided tour for the back-to-back. So in England, terrace houses are pretty common. We don't have actually that much land room. Usually on a terrace house, which is just a row of houses all connected. This would be one house, this would be one house, and it would be the full width, whereas the back-to-backs, what's unusual about them, that is actually two houses, and the width of one regular house is cut in half, and you've got two houses back-to-back. So you can kind of fit double the amount of houses back then than you can do now.
We're here today at the back-to-backs to learn about what living conditions were like in Birmingham for the working class from the early 1800s onwards. The museum's made up of 3 back-to-back houses with a shared courtyard, and our tour guide brought us in and gave us an overview of what was to come.
Don't show you those, we'll leave the best to last. We always leave the tourists to last.
First house is dressed like the 1830s.
Each house was dressed to reflect a different time period. We learned loads of interesting facts, like how stencils were used instead of wallpaper to avoid various taxes.
This is the converted townhouse. What a nice room. Big scullery, big kitchen.
And almost everyone found it really interesting.
Britain wasn't very wealthy, like we are now, but that's by the by.
So to get an idea of the layout, usually you've got windows on both sides, but this is a solid wall because there's another house there, and then their front window is the street. So it's like
Back-to-back.
back to back.
So here I am, Amy from the future, to show you what we mean. This is a standard row of terrace houses in a different part of Birmingham, pretty standard, but the back-to-backs are exactly like this, but rather than having one house that goes across the width, you would just split it down the middle, one house facing that way, one house facing that way. I think that just shows a little bit easier to see, like a slice. Main bedroom, so the parents and the oldest daughter would sleep in here.
Apparently in Birmingham they call the little chamber pot Gazunda because it goes under the bed.
Only a couple of drops in there.
So this is the state that they were in when the National Trust took them over, and they've done a really good job at restoring it. There actually used to be 55,000 in Birmingham, all laid out like that, where like the working class would live, and these are the only 3 remaining, so pretty good that they're here.
This is where the two houses back onto each other. Normally there would be a big wall, but for the sake of the tours they put a door there so we can pass between the two.
Will you shut the door, do you mind? Thank you. So, which is an advantage, fine, with bronchitis, pneumonia.
Number 4.
Who would sleep there?
Grandparents.
Eldest.
No. The lodgers!
In the second back-to-back house here, and back in the 1870s, is very different. A lot more health problems from the Industrial Revolution, much more cramped.
It's interesting to remember that real people lived their lives here, big families packed into small houses, going about their days, and now it's a museum.
The decorations tried to showcase the lives of the families, where they slept, what they did for work, and even where they kept their babies.
So, use as a cot. If you had triplets, you'd have 3 drawers full. But it's amazing, because there's no other room for a cot. If you can think.
We think it's bad enough maintaining one fire in the winter. They've got one in every room.
So we've got a little kitchen here. What a lovely range. You'll see a lot of these still.
The houses really felt like a snapshot in time, with so much attention to detail.
We've got real flour, but bouncing eggs.
Next, we leapt forward to the 1930s and saw how technology was advancing with things like light fittings that doubled as sockets for irons.
It's not a very long wire.
No, you've got long arms, madam. No.
However, one thing that didn't keep up in these houses was the sanitation. With no plumbed-in sewage and still lots of people living in them, the houses were deemed unsanitary to live in, and most of them were destroyed to make way for new buildings in Birmingham.
Baby blind. Wash every other day, the shirt once a month.
And the poor conditions became even clearer when we went upstairs. Without consistent heating and a failing structure, things like bed bugs were rife. They'd even keep a stick by the bed to squash them on the ceiling and avoid them falling onto their faces while they slept.
Pretty gross.
Very steep. Steeper than in Sheffield. And a little secret door into the backed-on house.
So they actually were made illegal to live in the back-to-backs because of the living conditions, and they were all condemned, but some of them stayed as shops. So this is just to show what it looked like when they were like shop fronts before the National Trust took them over and turned them into a museum.
It was worked in up until the last moment. And the owner of the shop locked the shop up for the last day, handed the key over to the National Trust, and this is exactly as he left it. This is the customer-facing bit of the shop.
There's the high street. So these would have been the toilet situation. They would have had 3, and they would have shared them between 66 people that lived in the back-to-backs. It's pretty cool.
So the original oldest one is something a little bit closer to that we're accustomed to on the boat, a bucket and chuck it kind of.
Not quite. A little bit more civilised, but not far off.
And then over time they upgraded to the flushable toilet.
That's posher than our toilet.
That is posher than our toilet.
Because you don't have to deal with it after.
Same, but certainly.
Still got it.
So that was it for the tour of the back-to-backs. Pretty cool. Glad we came.
Yeah, it's really nice that they managed to preserve this bit of history before they were all condemned and destroyed. You know us, we love a little bit of history.
The tour was really good. Loads of history on like the back-to-backs, but also just general Birmingham history. Really cool. Would recommend.
Bear in mind though, they seem quite busy at least during the school holidays when we've come, so make sure you book in advance. Alright, so that's our history and tours done. We've been recommended a place called Cafe Sawyer, so we're going to get some food from there. It sounds really good. So many options. Great, it was Cafe Sawyer. They had loads of mock meats and everything. Really good food. Really enjoyed that.
We got to catch up with Keith from Brummy Boaters and Lola, him and Claire, his wife, who have been giving us loads of tips on cool places to eat, so it was nice to catch up, and we're hoping to go and see them on their cafe boat because they're doing a vegan pizza night, which is very exciting, so definitely check them out.
Yeah, we'll put their link in the description, but hopefully at some point we'll get to sample their pizza and we'll show it all to you as well.
But yeah, we're gonna go through town, probably head back.
I'm going to empty the toilet when we get home, so that's
Oh,
fun.
are you?
Yeah.
Fun.
What better way to round up a day?
After a day at the museum.
Let's walk our toilet through town. Lovely.
With the toilets all emptied and out the way, we treated ourselves to a date night at this cool, crazy golf place for adults.
It was called Golf Fang in Digbeth, if you're interested. We'd definitely recommend it.
So it's been a lovely 2 weeks in this spot. We're a bit reluctant to leave, to be honest. It's really good. But we have to move on, and we're going to go forward a little bit just to back to outside the Sea Life Centre because a spot's become available. So this morning it's been a bit go, go, go. We filled up with water, we've quickly gone. Our friend Mia and Jack were cruising past and we were like, we're going if you want this spot. So they're going in that spot. It's worked out quite well.
For the record, it's the St Vincent Street 2-week moorings. Excellent, would highly recommend them. See ya!
Enjoy the spot, we kept it warm. Perfect. So Jack's gonna go on there. We're gonna go on the 4-dayers.
It seems to be the thing around here that you can sort of hop between the little spots. That seems to be the general etiquette, and the spotters still come round and everything still seems pretty fine. But it's great, there's still plenty of room even though we're sort of hopping around these different moorings.
So last time we moored on this side and we're gonna try this side out for a spin. So we should actually just be going straight into there, but we're a bit awkward and we really like the hatch to be on the water side. And since there's literally a roundabout up ahead, we're gonna spin and reverse onto the spot so that we can get a good one at the roundabout. So let's see how this goes. So he's winding in this little gap. And then we're going to just drive forward onto those spots. Hello. Nicely done. Nice, look at that. Perfect, Wes.
A little bit stressful.
Smashed it.
Thank you. I know you always take the mick, but genuinely there was some wind.
Was there now?
Also, it's weird winding when there's like 5 different junctions around.
You had quite an audience as well.
Yeah, there was like a group of tourists like on the benches, and one of them was going, "Sir, sir," and I thought something was wrong, and I turned around and she just went, "Stop." And then everything was fine. I think she was just like messing around, but it really threw me off. Rufus, the fence is there for a reason. You're not missing out. Pretty cool new view. Rufus has got a great view from his sunbathing spot. You like it?
And look what we can see out the hatch. The iconic giraffe right there.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
This will be our last spot in the centre for a while because we're going to make the most of it for the next weekend, and then we're going somewhere new, so stay tuned for that.
What better way to welcome in a new mooring than struggling with some dough?
You just want to do that so everyone looking in at the bridge is like, oh, look at that boater doing boaty things.
This is just another day in the life for me.
There is a bridge right here. Quite a good vantage point for them to nosy into the kitchen.
Yeah.
Rufus has got a good vantage point to nosy at them as well.
Yeah, they'll all be able to smell my focaccia, and none of them can have any. Shall see you in a little while.
Oh, lad.
Taste test.
Here we go. It's quite hot.
The cruise is so good to bake it in.
Makes it crispy all round.
Mm.
Well done.
Thanks for watching this one. Subscribe if you enjoyed.
Huge thank you to our chip pals on Patreon.
Check us out on our socials, and we will see you next time.